Welcome, everybody. Anthony here with the Bulbaritos, bringing you a brand new live stream. And today, Burrito Gang, I am beyond excited. I hope you are as well as I am for Season 2, baby. Who thought we were going to make it through Season 1 with all the alcohol consumption that we had? Whoo, shit. Shit, we were lighting it up last season, and I'm beyond excited if you can't tell in my tone. I'm beyond excited. Season 2 is going to kick off with a bang. We have an absolute legend. Dude, I've chatted with this guy for so long. Absolute top notch, out of this world, kind of big brain moves out here. For those of y'all who don't know who Anubis is, you're like, who the fuck is this guy? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You're like, who the fuck is this guy? Right? Anubis, give you a little track record, right? Season 1 and 2 of Osiris League, he was one of the arc planners for Zero Tolerance and Alliance. Season 3, moving forward, he was also doing THICC. For those of y'all already know that alliance. We talked about them quite a bit, and now he's in his new home in 1365, chilling, being more of an advisor for BLN. Hanging out with his Korean counterparts out there. I know we have a ton of 1307 members, and it's just one big ass family. So I am beyond excited. I hope y'all are as well. We have a little sneak peek for a care package that may or may not have come in the mail today. So I hope y'all are as excited as I am. Actually, you know what? I'll give the little sneak peek right now, because once my screen gets real little, you ain't gonna see shit. So let's get into it real quick. Actually, you know what? We got to fire up a little music, boys. Y'all already know how it is. Look at Castell, yes! Joining the THICC Burritos. Hey, welcome, brother. Welcome. And then we also had somebody else, I think it was Marie, join when we weren't even live. I was like, yo, we can't forget. All right. So, the care package came in, yeah, you could say, we might be a little worried about the contents. I was like, all right. I have not opened this, and I will show y'all, all right? Because I am actually going to make a video on it. I don't have to. I'm not obligated to it. Oy. I didn't want to open it any further. I just had to rip off the address and all that, because y'all sus-ass mofos would probably try to, like, mail me nudes and shit. Yeet. Ooh, boy. Oh, boy. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. We in it, boys. We in it. All right, that's all you're getting. That's all you're getting. All right, let's fire up some music. We're gonna bring in Anubis. Y'all already know. Bulba yeet box, yeet. All right, give me 1 second. Let me fire up some music and we get this. Y'all know how we do it, boys. Oh, we also got to do a shot for Poppy Phantom, because, yo, you got to celebrate the wins. You got to celebrate those wins in life. And your boys always supported us, no matter what it was. He's always supported the channel, our charity work, just the channel in general. So we are going to do a little sussa. We have our bougie ass. It's not even a shot glass. It's one of those measuring ones. But y'all know the way it is, boys. Y'all know we only do tequila for Poppy Phantom. All right, so we're going to do a shot real quick. And if y'all don't know how this show goes, this is usually how the show starts. And probably about 15 minutes in, it pretty much, just turns to a YOLO. All right, drinks, fun, laughter. I hope y'all have a fantastic show. This is to you, Mad Phantom, one of the, I consider to be a very good friend. Hey, I'm glad to hear you're doing better, brother. You know it, and the wife knows it, and we appreciate everything you do for us, the channel, and for everything that we stand for. So thank you, brother. To much health. Here we go. Oi, oi. Let's go. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Woo, let's go. All right, let me bring him in real quick. Let's do this. Let me do this. Hello.
How's it going, brother?
Ooh, we can hear you loud and clear, brother. Loud and clear. Let me flip screens real quick. Unless it doesn't want to. There it is. I only had one drink. All right. So he didn't. We gotta forgive him for not doing a cam. He got kiddos and all that kind of shit. But we got our boy Anubis in here. Man, are you excited for the show?
Hell yeah, it's OL time. Always excited for this shit.
Hey, everybody in the chat, let me know how his audio is. If it's too low, too high, whatever, and then I will lower it from there. I'm gonna be subtly making another a drink. Un drink. Make sure y'all, if y'all have questions, post them in the chat. I'll try to get to as many of them as I can. But we do have plenty of topics to chat about today. One topic came up today, and I have not been able to confirm it. If you're a Vietnamese player or you're in the Vietnamese official Facebook or are there, apparently they've released pictures of the brand new commanders and the skills and all that kind of shit. If y'all have that, can y'all mail it to me or just Discord PM it to me? That way I can bring it up on the iPad. Apparently they released them. So I'm trying to see if they skipped the leg day. You know, if Little thinks chicken legs are sexy, you know, what we working with out here? You know what I'm saying? He's loud? Okay, give me a second. All right, give me a second. I might be a little loud too, because I'm loud as shit. So he's louder than you, but good. Okay, that's good. Hey, that's a good problem to have. Usually we have very mild speakers, so that's a plus. But all right. So Anubis, getting into the intros. I introed you with zero tolerance and kind of your journey through Osiris League, and man, there's so much to unpack just with that alone. But I don't want to take the whole show for it, but I would love to hear kind of what your experience and your journey has been like coming from Osiris League 1 to kind of where we're at right now, because I know BLN made it in. So they're in top 32 right now, but kind of the competition has changed. You know, a lot of things have changed. So kind of your overall thoughts on your journey from Osiris League 1 to kind of 5 and what's changed, what's improved, and, you know, the ins and outs, brother.
Well, leading up to this season, I was kind of getting a little worried that things were getting a little too top heavy, to be completely honest. Been playing since Arc was introduced to the game. So a lot of people, when they come in and they look at those Osiris League teams, are looking at the names that they've recognized since day one, your OVs, your old school HKLs, right? But to be completely honest, I've been pleasantly surprised at the depth of real competition for this season. These Korean teams that have really started to show up right now are making a massive push, and I personally really enjoy that. It's been pretty nice being able to play against those kinds of teams, because even if you've never seen the people before, you don't recognize the names of the teams or the individuals, the quality of play is there, and it's got me pretty excited for this season and moving forward.
Badass, man. Yeah, I think on one of my one of the most recent videos where I kind of chose and people got all booty hurt, which I kind of expected to happen, I pointed out, and I'm gonna see if I can pull up the clip. I don't know, Gambit, would you be able to pull up the clip by chance, or just a screenshot of it? And on the video, I showed in Horus, and I circled all the Korean teams that made top 32, and I believe, off the top of my head, I believe it was like 15 or 16 of them that made it in. And dude, it's coming out of nowhere, man. And I don't know if I would say it's coming out of nowhere, because last season we kind of started getting it, but just the amount of unknown teams, I know a lot of people were very surprised by just the sheer amount that we have zero, like literally no coverage on, guys. Like I have zero coverage on almost all of the Korean teams outside of 1021, which I think I caught a match of theirs last season. Well, JST we already know, 1V we already know, but the alternative to 1V teams we don't have any coverage on, and then every other one we have zero coverage. So it's just like, holy shit. So that kind of leans me into the overall discussion. I don't know how much you've kind of kept up with the Osiris League outside of Horus. I know that we were kind of picking because I would say Sobek is probably the most unknown out of the bunch, but they're the most passionate, which is kind of cool to see. You know what I mean? Like people are passionate about being good at Arc, and that's kind of I see that kind of tapering off a little bit, unfortunately, with the older kingdoms because it's their 5th rotation. So sometimes it wears in, sometimes it wears out. But seeing those young bloods excited, watching strat videos, asking questions, like it just invigorates the whole scene, which I think is really cool. Have you been able to watch some matches in Horus?
Yeah, I'm able to watch some kind of going between the realms. I kind of pay attention to Horus and Anubis when you're looking at really watching film from that competitive point of view, right?
Yeah.
What's going on here that impacts me and my team? But when I start looking at like your Bastet and Sobek, I'm not so much analyzing what they're doing per se, but rather it gives you that feeling of going back to the glory days of Season 1 and Season 2 of Osiris League, where you had that excitement. It was that new, that fresh, and you see these teams that are coming out, and they're coming out a better version of what we did when we were in our first season or 2 of Osiris League.
What what commanders were you running Season 1? Do you remember?
Ah, shit, man.
You're out there with Pelagius, Scipio Jones, dude. Everybody, if y'all don't know about that, y'all missed out, man. Everybody's spoiled rotten nowadays. We were taking Lost Temple with fucking Jones and Scipios, and dude, we were living our best lives. And now everybody's out here maxing, rocking max legendaries at 200 million power in a week. Like, holy shit! Like, y'all don't know how good y'all have it right now. But I miss those days though. Sometimes.
I know that Belisarius is the running joke on this channel when we come around to Osiris League, but I'll tell you what, Belly back in the day, that was gold. Like if someone knew how to run Belly like he was supposed to be run, like you're like, okay, I need that guy on my team, because it was more straightforward strats. What were the basics that you could run that everybody could comprehend? And nowadays people are taking those earlier game commanders and instituting actual strategy with those what we consider basic commanders, and it's just a lot of fun to watch. It gives you that nostalgic feeling if you've been playing for a few years like we have.
Yeah, I really do love it because it's one of those. It's like pure, like, I know it seems very weird, but the further you get away from KVK 1 and 2, it becomes, you really start to feel, and this is maybe just my opinion, but you really start to feel that impact of pay to win. And in the very beginning, it was just fun. You know what I mean? And that's the passion that I think a lot of the older players are starting to lose. That's why you're starting to see them drop off. It's not just Season of Conquest. Like, a lot of them enjoy and are passionate about the game. It's just the sheer fact of it's just constantly smashing your face in the wall, and there's no longer like a breather just to relax and have fun and you shoot the shit. And that's what I love about 307, 365. I hear about it with these tight-knit groups where it's just like half the time we're just on voice chat just shooting the shit during KVK. We're laughing. You got Muggy out here, refresh, just yelling at us to refresh. Like, we're laughing our ass off. We're meeting new people. We're having good laughs. Fucking Felipe out there throwing middle fingers, getting muted. Dom out here, and we're just enjoying it. And I think that's the part of the game that the deeper you go, the more you realize that a kingdom really does make that big of a difference. If you're not happy, don't stay there. I'm telling you right now, you gotta hang out with your friends, hang out with whatever it is, especially in Arc. Teams nowadays are fucking scrimming all the time and practice, and like, if you fucking hate your team, guys, good luck.
Well, and when you're looking at these teams in these younger realms, early KVKs, like, the game is just different. Like you said, I started off with 0 tolerance back in the day, and we were playing at a time where migration did not exist. Players were playing to capture the Lost Temple. And as soon as Lost Temple got captured, okay, cool, I'm done with this server. I'm going to go start a jumper in another server and just start anew. And that was the path that we played. Yeah. So, like, when I started up, we annihilated our server. We're like, okay, well, once the temple's captured, it's game over in the server. There's nothing else to do. Why not burn everybody for fun? Like, we're going to make this server as fun as possible. And you don't have that anymore. These younger servers are trying to start by building that family feeling.
Yeah.
Which is one of the reasons why I think those younger servers are the servers that are there to last. If you look at like what you're looking at right now on the screen with Realm of Horus, what do you have? 2, maybe 3 teams that legitimately started in the server that they're currently playing for. Like your OVs, BG.
Your classics are gone. Your classics are gone.
Yeah.
There's maybe like 2 or 3 kingdoms. Like a lot of people don't remember 307. We do have some like a nice core of original 307, but a lot of these guys migrated from 225 back in the day when they had a massive migration. Drago, everybody was in 225 when ironically we were playing in KVK against Bunny in 1254. I was in the opposition camp from 1225. So I took the fucking beanstalk, all KVK from Mad Phantom and Drago and all them. Dude, I was in I was in Kingdom 96 and 96 RZ, and man, we were taking the beanstalk all KVK, baby. But it's been a journey, man. But the sad reality is, like you were saying, you know, old kingdoms, young kingdoms. You know, you start to kind of really feel that. Like, it's funny. People were like, "Oh, I'm looking for a dead kingdom." I'm like, boys, you could fucking blow a booger. You could flick a booger in a kingdom under 1,000 and probably hit a dead kingdom. It's just, it's literally that bad where there's just so few really active alliances or kingdoms, I would say, that are more than 2 to 3 alliance. Like, I think you can find a lot of 2 alliance kingdoms, but anything in excess of 2, I think is going to be very hard fetched to find. So, and everybody's migrating back, you know, and I know a lot of people will say it's not a big deal. It's a big deal, especially when you're basing realms and shit like that on kingdom numbers and shit like that. Like, you're gonna have people migrating in for easier rewards, which we hear a lot nowadays. They're like, oh, they're migrating back to Sobak to win easier rewards. And now with the new rule changes, which we'll talk about here in a minute, I haven't heard anything, so I assume they're gonna stick. For those of you who don't know, Baztet, the rules changed. So last season we had the same situation, but it happened right before the finals, where the rules changed from being locked, like the commander lock and the equipment lock, all that kind of shit was locked. And then when it was right before finals, they unlocked everything. So all the commanders were open, the equipment was open. They've done the same thing this season in Bastet. So prior to top 32, it was all locked. And now the rules change so that everything is now unlocked. So now you're going to see some old alliances that have older players that are migrating in. I know 94 VN, I heard, have a couple of massive whales with good equipment migrating in. You're going to see people starting to stack up on those players that are migrating back for easier realms, easier rewards. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Let me see. Feels bad for Baztet. Yeah, it happened last season too. Everyone panicked, but thankfully it was... Yeah, they reversed it before finals, but all intents and purposes, it looks like it's sticking. So it's good and it's bad. It's good because some people will say, well, all the teams that are going to make it all migrated back anyway, so they're going to have the same equipment. The problem is, it's not about that. To me, in my opinion, it's about competitive integrity. If you're going to start with a rule set, you should finish with the rule set. You shouldn't fucking switch in... Because now, guess what? If you're in Baztet, when these new MGE commanders come out, guess what's going to happen? They're probably going to be automatically added in. And a lot of these younger teams in Baztet haven't even gone through their first rotation of MGE. And they're going to be competing against teams that are going to be getting the brand new Cav commanders. You know what I mean? And they have zero shot of getting them. So that's the kind of advantage that I'm talking about, is just kind of bullshit. But hey, it is what it is. If you're in Baztet going through that, then I suggest you start looking at some epic strategies and planning for it, because you can still win. You're just going to have to do it in other ways outside of commanders.
Yeah, that's kind of been Lilith's track record, sadly. And I don't think they do it to screw with people. I'll try to keep my language PG here.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. No, you're good, bro.
I don't think it's with malicious intent, but what's the one commander that it feels like forever people have been having to deal with is Zenobia, right? And the second that Zenobia was released, anytime that a server had an MGE that was fixed, if they had an Osiris League team, that Osiris League team got that MGE, they got those Zenobias, and those were the teams that advanced. So when you're talking about players looking for servers, well, I don't want a fixed MGE. Well, that's fine, but you have to understand that sometimes you have to play Lilith's game if you want to win.
Yeah.
So, for example, before I got to 239, when Rose was still there, Zenobia got released. Rose had made playoffs, so 239 made sure that Rose got all the Zenobia spots for MGE so they could max her and use her, and that was the way that you had to play Lilith's game, and Rose made one hell of a run because of it.
Yeah.
When you pair the willingness to play the game the way that Lilith is telling you to play it with the top tier strategies that teams like Rose had, like those are the teams that are going to advance. I'm the kind of player that back in that day, like my team was getting screwed. We were playing against teams that had access to Zenobia, but I was in 672 at the time. And we did not have an MGE that gave us the availability of Zenobia. So they released her, teams got access to her, and we're sitting here like, okay, well, we're shit out of luck. But you just got to press on. Like, you got to play Lilith's game. It's not always ideal for the players, but either you play the game or you lose, and it's kind of the way it is.
Oh, man. That reminds me, there's so many kingdoms, and a lot of kingdoms, if you're young and you're discussing, dude, I was trying to find the fucking screenshot for the Korean kings, but I can't find it. That's the kind of thing that you'll see in bigger, more organized kingdoms where maybe it's not necessarily around just the Osiris League. It's about KVK and all that kind of stuff, where you start optimizing your kingdom revolving around winning high-end events. So KVK, who's going to be able to max garrison? Like, who's going to be able to expertise out this commander? Like, you're not letting people who aren't going to be able to do it win MGEs, because then it doesn't benefit the whole. And stuff like that. Same thing with large tier Osiris League. Like, if a brand new garrison comes out, I don't know if you necessarily need 9 people on the team to have it, but you definitely want your at least 2, because you have your big altars that you're going to want to garrison. So you definitely want that. I know we haven't seen too much action when it comes to Amani. We did see I think it's a fairly significant impact from Jadwiga last season. You definitely saw the finalist teams, like the teams in top 16, definitely top 8, start to optimize and switch it up a little bit. The meta used to be where it was just Zenobia YSS all the fucking time. It would literally look like clockwork. It was like, oh, they're hitting it, boring, stale as shit. And swarming, fuck it, we're not swarming, we're just rotating in. Like, it was the same hogwash. And then you saw Jadwiga come in, and it got really interesting because she wasn't as super tanky as Zenobia, but it was just tanky enough to kind of interest you, to kind of keep swarming. And you saw that in the Korean teams, especially, where they just optimized for it. And then you started seeing Song, and then you started seeing UCS, which eventually those players, 60 GT, and the meta kept switching. Do you think the new Cav commanders are going to change the meta? Just out of curiosity, you don't have to give it like a detailed, but do you think commanders like that are going to change the way we kind of play Arc?
The more that they design commanders with these quirky effects for their skills, the harder it becomes of predicting if they're going to be that new meta. But at the same time, odds are at least one of these 2 new commanders is going to be heavily used by Final Four. I don't necessarily think that's going to be widely used come top 16. You'll start to see the teams that put in the time and the effort. That, like you said, I played against UCS last year, and they wiped the fucking floor with us, and they showed why we're that top tier team.
Yeah.
It wasn't the UCS of old like we expected to come in. Oh, well, they're going to be good. They're going to make top 32, maybe top 16, and they'll kind of fizzle out from there. No, they proved like they got serious about it. You could see one of the things I was talking about earlier was that the idea of not just blindly copying strategies, but when you see something that works that really surprises you, taking the time to reverse engineer why they're doing something. It's not just, oh, well, I saw OV pull everybody to mid and they just left the buildings full on this one specific run. but trying to figure out when UCS sends a rally in with a specific rally, and they've got specific secondary commanders, and how does that fit together? Why does that work, right?
Yeah.
Those are the types of teams come top 8. Those are the teams that are going to be using those new commanders. And it might not be widespread. You might see one a lane or one every 2 lanes, or maybe they only bring it to mid, depending upon what those skills are. But when you get to top 4, you're going to see every team run at least one of those commanders somehow, because they're going to take the time to really figure out what we're, in the broad sense of the game, what might take us a month or 2 to figure out heading into KVK. They're going to know by top 8 how they want to use those guys.
Yeah, once they come out, I'm telling you, some of these, y'all think WIC is insane? And WIC goes ham on testing and doing shit. The Koreans, guys, I'm telling you right now, it's like non-stop clockwork. They're recording shit, they're checking shit, they're testing shit. They're running, like, it's non-stop. So if there is a certain meta, they're going to run it. And you typically, like he was saying, you're not going to see it in top 32. They tuck those bitches in the chest. They tuck it away. And when it comes to like a win or go home type situation in top 16, top 8, that's usually when you'll start seeing it, where they're gonna pull that surprise out and they're like, surprise, motherfucker. And then you see nothing.
Exactly.
You see nothing but fucking Hondas coming at you, and you're just like, what? Like, I heard somebody come on and they were like, bro, get the fuck out of here. He goes, they're literally 1v was literally running. Every single person had a expertise Honda on the field, and they did nothing but run fucking Hondas. And I was dying because everyone's shitting all over Honda. And then you see a team that made it into top 4 last season just absolutely just face palming people with the Honda. And I'm just like, if the leaks on what I saw, that's why I was trying to get the official pictures to see if I could read the skills. If they were anywhere near what I saw, I'm telling you, a lot of people are kind of shying away from this one. It could be one of the dirty, and I know people are going to sleep on it, but it could be one of the dirtiest combos that we're going to see, especially in Arc. Because essentially, long story short, what it made was it made an Attila Takeda, to keep it dull for you, right? It essentially made an Attila Takeda with AoE. Which y'all already know fucking Attila Takeda is just nutty already. But they add AoE into it. Can you imagine when a March is getting debuffed, right? And this is where it comes, if you start reading in and meticulously working, and I promise you, OV, JST, 1V, all these teams are already looking at, oh, okay, if it gets debuffed, it takes twice as much damage. It takes 2 times the damage. And you're hearing, I already hear the wheels turning. You're seeing Trajans out there. You're going to see fucking Ethel. You're going to see those in combination with this, in combination with the silence, in combination with the AoE. And dude, it's going to be absolutely nutty in mid game. And I'm telling you, people are going to get dunked on in the middle just because of build compositions with the new Cav commanders. And even worse, they're Cav commanders. So they're fast up the field. They get increased march. Like, there was so much shit that a lot of people were sleeping on that I think is going to wreck people in the middle. We thought XY was bad. This could be worse than XY in middle. So we're going to find out fairly soon. I have a feeling they're going to release them sometime in probably end of top 32, top 16 type scenario, but we'll see when they're going to come out. But I'm excited to see it. Let me see real quick. I have 2K gold heads. I am ready. Where are the leaks? There's no longer leaks, Mars. Apparently somebody, Fleisch, posted on Discord, or not Discord, on YouTube, saying that the images, I don't have access to it, but apparently the images got posted on the official Vietnamese Rise of Kingdoms Facebook group or something like that, and I don't have access to it. So that's why I was asking if somebody had access to it to give me some images real quick, and then I can post them up on the screen. But apparently they have them up on the official Vietnamese Facebook group. So there's no longer leaks. It's official. In Archer MGE, I'm sure. When Vian Song 2 times stronger than last. Yeah, I have it kind of picked. I'm gonna ask Anubis that question. I didn't put it on the thing, that way you couldn't prepare for it. But I won't include his team. I won't have it because that's always kind of a nuts out, butts out kind of situation where you make them choose against their own team. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna say outside of his own team. In Horus, who would you say out? and we're not assuming groups and all that kind of shit. I'm just saying, who would you consider your top 4 strongest teams right now in Horus?
Well, the easy part's the top 2 for me. And that's easily JST and 1V since UCS went back to merge with 60 GT.
Gotcha.
Aside from those, if I see the same level of aggression out of Song that I saw last year, but those are the old BBTH guys. As far as I know, those are still the old BBTH guys. Some of the smartest people I've ever met in terms of this game. So if they keep that same level of aggression and they did their homework and took the time to get better, I would toss Song in there. And then I can't go against OV. Now I don't mean any offense to OV whatsoever. It's not just the fact that they are the OGs of this game. If you think that any other team has the kind of history that OV has, you're fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Whether you like them or not, they are the OGs of Osiris League. So I can't bet against them. But from what I've seen from 1V and JST, the advancements that they've made in such a short period of time, it's mind-boggling to me. So I got to put OV and Song in there with 1V and JST as my top 4.
Hey, I can't, to be honest with you, that's a hard point to argue. There's only maybe one or two teams that maybe, I definitely think that OV has earned their stripes. Because there's one thing to be said, and we went up against them in KVK, and I'm not going to talk shit about that and all that. They won, they did their thing. In regards to ARC, though, right? In regards to ARC, the number one thing that people got to understand is when people have tape on you, it changes the whole game, right? When if you're a Korean team coming in, you want shit for coverage. You don't want nobody to come in. You don't want them to be. If I go and message them, hey, can I cast your ARC? They're gonna be like, fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, you're trying to keep that shit tucked in. You know what I mean? When you're flying under the radar, you fly. Because nobody has tape on you. Nobody knows what the fuck you're going to bring to the table. Nobody knows shit. So that is the easiest thing to say. But when you're a team like OV and you consistently have good placings, regardless of the amount of coverage you get, y'all got to understand, guys, OV is one of the OGs. There is probably like 5, I believe I counted on my hand. I think it was like 5 or 6 teams left. Only 5 or 6 that have made top 16 all 5 seasons in Horus. Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong. OV is one. C9N is one. JWM fell off because they lost this season, so they're not there. Who else has been there? TR's new.
Wasn't Boobs there too?
Boobs has been there. Yes, they just had a different name change, so Boobs was there. Dude, I need to pull up teams. Hold on. Let me see. Where is the Horus real quick? Because they... Let me see...
And then what's HKL's new name now?
HKL's PX34, but see, they it's hard for me to classify that because it's not the whole, like it's not, I don't want to say the whole team because not every team is a whole team, but they went to a different realm, and that's kind of the thing that makes it hard is they weren't even in Horus, so it's hard to keep them there. Oh man, I know.
They kind of came on season 2.
Yeah, I know I'm gonna miss some teams. This is gonna blow. But there's not a lot of them got knocked out.
Yeah.
But there's very few teams left that have made it top 16 all 5 seasons. And OV has consistently done it over and over and over again, regardless of how many casts they have, how many, like, guys, you can't fucking Google YouTube OV and not see like a billion fucking casts on their shit. They just get it. BG hasn't been all 5 seasons. There's no shot. No shot. Well, WIB will be in the finals if they don't go against GT early. Y'all want me to be honest with you, Mars? You want me to blow your mind right here? I love me some WIB. You know what I mean? I love me some WIB. But if they get in the same group as Ash, we clapping some cheeks, boys. They're about to take WIB behind the woodshed, and you can clip that. And I promise, like, there's something about it, and I gotta be perfectly honest with you. I love y'all, and you know WIB, they're both from the same kingdom, so it's not like bad blood or anything. But teams are built different in Horus. And it's not a shot at any other realm, but the amount of strategy, the amount of practice, the amount of they take it to a whole other level in Horus. And if you haven't experienced that, I'm telling you right now, once you experience it, it changes the whole playing field for you. Because you're like, oh, we're doing weekly practices. Yeah. I'm talking like teams are doing like every other day they're having meetings about like marches and compositions and fucking practice and trying new metas and do it like they're doing it true. You know what I'm saying? Like Ash is...
I've been doing this.
Yeah, go ahead.
I've been doing this for 5 seasons now, and just this week JST taught me something new for a march I was using the entirety of last season. So like when you talk about teams that put that time in for practice, it's no joke. Like I practice with my teams, and I've never practiced like JST practices. These guys are impressive. So the key thing with Ash going back.
So hold on real quick before you finish the thought, because everyone's confused why I think Ash is so good. So Ash, formerly, if y'all remember the team Snow that was in Horus last season, that team moved to 846 and are Ash now. They're classified under Ash. So when you see Ash, you think of Snow. And now if that makes more sense, then you're a little bit more up to par with what I'm talking about. So go ahead. Sorry, Anubis.
I don't think that realm is ready for Ash. Like I'm trying not to call him Snow here. It is difficult. But I don't think that realm is ready for them, just like that realm wasn't ready for what 60 GT was at the time, you know? But if there's anything that's going to really benefit the teams of 846, it's the practicing with Ash.
Yeah.
Like, for example, BLN did not make top 32 last season. They got knocked out just before. But the number one thing that has helped our team with BLN, and it's not, I'm going to be brutally honest, it's not bringing in people like me who have played for as long as we have and led the teams and bringing the analytics that we bring. It's not us. It's the practicing with those top tier teams that, oh, hey, yeah, look, we're on a 6-game winning streak. Okay, let's go practice with JST. Okay, we just lost by 20K. What the fuck just happened to us? And it's, you go back and you watch the tape and you take your notes as you're playing and you go back and, okay, well, they fucked us up here and they fucked us up here and they fucked us up here. And okay, how do we adjust? And sitting down with them and talking with them. Well, we saw this. Okay, well, we saw this. Cool, we missed that. I think the big thing for the teams of 846 is going to be working with that high-level team of Ash, and it's going to raise everybody else.
That's the one thing, like when younger teams, in my opinion, when younger teams come in and they're like, hey, Bulba, what can I do that's better? And I get a lot of messages, and I really wish, to be honest with you, I don't mind answering people. If you're my members and you're a part of Discord and you're our Discord, if you're not in our Discord, guys, and you fucking message me, you can kick fucking rocks, all right? If you message me, I'm just going to click the ignore button. If you're a member in our Discord and you support us and I know who the fuck you are, I'll respond to you. And most people are very surprised and it's kind of shocking, but it's because y'all support us. But they always ask, they're like, hey, what can I do to be better? And I really wish they would ask that in the ARC channel because it benefits everybody in the community. There's no stupid question. You won't ever hear me just belittle you for asking a question, guys. So I really wish y'all would ask in the channel, because there's always stuff that I'll give or somebody else will give. And like, we're all like a fountain of knowledge, and it's very weird. We have several champions, a lot of champions actually in our Discord, you know, that are way more knowledgeable than I am. I can give you, you know, I pride myself on knowing what I can know about art, but there are some super brain, like big brain people out there. They can give you plenty of help in regards to that. But the number one thing is, hey, I'm looking for small things to do to improve. Guys, watch tape. I'm telling you right now, that's probably one of the biggest things that younger teams don't do. They watch tape on their opponents, right? But in certain regards, that's good. But you also want to watch tape on teams that you're not competing with, that are just high-level teams, right? Because I'll tell you right now, 1v to me, and this, maybe I'm a little off. JST maybe a little bit. But the 1v rotations in particular around the map were by far the most impressive that I've seen from any team in Osiris League. Out of all the realms, The amount of movement, a lot of people were impressed with JST. The movement from 1v was tits out. And I mean big old titty bitties, right? They tits out. They lost, but they lost by very little. And their rotations were banging. So if you want to go and you're part of the website and want to go plug all those, just search 1v and just watch the rotations. I in particular focused on the rotations when I casted them because their rotations are nutty. They rotate from all sides. It's literally they're rotating from all sides. They're rotating from on top. They have all sorts of rotations, different timings, how they collapse onto structures from all sides. And I mean all sides. Like you see standard pickups where, and did you play against 1v? I don't remember. I know
I didn't get against 1v.
I know you remember some of the casts, but last season people were like, where the fuck are they coming from? Because the altars were getting hit by a rally, and you legit saw marches coming from all directions. And I don't mean, they were marching with the march. No, they were coming from mid, they were coming from left side, they were coming from the right side. They came all over the place. And it was absolutely nutty. So if you're looking for things to improve, definitely go and rewatch some of the top tier Horus and Anubis teams, because you will learn a ton. And I promise you that. Check their timings out, check their march compositions, check things like that. And you will 100% make yourself better. All right.
If I remember correctly from last season, because I haven't seen any tape on them recently, I've just heard rumors of how they've been playing. But if I remember correctly from last season, there were times where it appeared like they knew marches weren't going to be able to get to a structure within a certain amount of time. So they pre-planned city rallies to transport marches up there and get them to certain spots so that they could cancel the rally for the marches that would have normally just marched that way and be there in time for the rally to hit. So pre-planning and knowing, hey, after this happens, I don't have time to get here, so I'm going to plan on launching this rally because I know that gives me a minute to refresh this march, jump in that rally, get where I gotta go. It was some crazy shit to watch last season.
Look, Baby Raccoon, to be honest, last season my team was scared on getting taped on. But the moment Gecko casted 2 of our matches, it helped us improve almost everything. I think it can work both ways on predictability. I agree as well, Baby Raccoon. Every single time a lot of teams have shied away from when I do like my outside regular casts, they're a little timid because they're like, well, people are a little shy. I go, guys, who's a fuck? I'm just a 10, right? What do people say? I'm just a 10 viewer YouTuber. You know what I mean? Nobody's going to come watch my shit, right? And lo and behold, everyone's like, your numbers. Fucking videos are pulling like 6K views. Some are pulling 2, some are pulling 1. Like it, guys, if you're still chatting about fucking numbers, you can get the boop. But all in all seriousness, getting videoed and getting casted is only going to help your team if it's an actual person who's casting it. Because if they're just blowing smoke up your ass, then it's not going to help you. I very rarely give praise. I give some praise, but I tend to be a little bit more critical on movements and open field and garrisons and shit like that, because I find that people will pull certain aspects from it. I'm not saying the whole thing is right, but they'll pull certain aspects, then adapt their team, and then they become better. And that's all a cast is meant for. Just to give an opinion. If you take it, you take it. If you don't, then you don't. You know what I mean?
I think there was a THICC cast that you did for us, and if I remember correctly, there was a specific point in time of that cast where I heard, "Oh hey, there's Anubis. Why the fuck are you just standing there? Move your ass!"
Dude, I was dying. We did the same thing with I was casting 1AVG and Bowser, right? It was funny. The Arc Runner, somebody clipped it, and you see the Arc Runner coming with the Arc, and you see Bowser just like frozen. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And you see the Arc Runner like getting like fucking pounded in the middle. And it wasn't until the Arc Runner died that then he moved, and I was just like, oh no. I'm like, oh man, I was laughing my ass off, but it was just too good. But oh man, Arc, I love Arc, man. Let me see. WIB is no way near as good as 60 GT, V636, and Ash, which will likely be the top 3 in Anubis. I think you're sleeping on WIB. I think WIB is actually very good. I think on a given day, I would say they could beat 2 out of those 3. I wouldn't give WIB a shot against 60 GT. This 60 GT. If WIB lost to the old 60 GT, there's no shot in this one. V636 and Ash, I would give them a chance. The problem with that Snow ran into last season, excuse me, is they typically didn't beat you in the middle, right? They beat you on provisions, they beat you on occupation, and then they would try to like stall in the middle or take one. That was kind of the game plan there. The problem occurred when they ran into a team that just railroaded them in the middle, and then they captured 4 arcs, and then they kept the occupation really close. So then you kind of lost 2 benefits out of the 3. That's when they ran into an issue. I think WIB presents that. 60 GT definitely presents that. And that's where it becomes a little interesting. You play the game within the game. And that's the part that when somebody asks me, hey, what can we do better? We're pretty solid all around. And I go, prepare counter your strengths. Counter your strengths. You need to be able to plan for your strengths, right? So if you are very strong in middle, right? If you're very strong in middle, you consistently win middle all the time. You need to test multiple situations at which you lose the middle, right? You either prepare for a situation where the team, like in high octane teams, like in Horus, if they know that you're very good at middle, people will auto rotate even earlier than they normally would. You may see teams at 6 minutes instead of 4.5 minutes. They'll rotate super early, so you have to push in. Or they'll bring different compositions of marches, or they'll do whatever. So you plan for alternative situations that good teams are going to put you in. They're going to put you in awkward ass situations where you're having to come in late, where you're coming in with half dead marches, where you're going to have to approach from multiple angles and pinch. Some of the best breakdown strategies that we did last season on a couple of videos blew my mind. But some of those arc planners are just big brain moves. If you haven't seen those on the channel, go check them out. We did 2 breakdowns. We did the squad double obelisk take capture that they pulled against SN, which was absolutely fucking nutty. And then, probably the best play that I have ever seen in Osiris League, in Arc in general. And if you haven't seen it, go check that video out. It's not me trying to plug the video. It's just because watching that Arc strategy was by far, it was a clinic, right? And it was the sneaky tactics TR, the Arc of Osiris pool. Holy fuck, dude. They literally played on the team over, like they knew the opponent. They knew how aggressive they played in middle, that they would pull them out, and they pulled them out, popped fucking sneaky tactics, which is a skill you rarely, if ever, see. Fucking flood the middle with like invisible marches. The dude pulls the arc, fucking runs, and they flood from the backside while the arc runner's bolting from the, dude, it was a clinic. Absolute clinic. And those are the kind of big brain moves that you start seeing in the top 16, top 8, that kind of shit. It was just insane of a move. So let me ask you that, Anubis. What's your favorite Osiris League moment that you can remember?
Last season. Mm-hmm. And I know what you're talking about with sneaky tactics. That's got to be my second favorite. Mm-hmm. My favorite, I can't remember which team it was, but I know you were casting it because I saw it happen live and I fucking clipped it for you. I could not believe this shit. A team had figured out that you could hide troops under the statue where the trophy sits for the champion and waited until the fight was almost over. They had pushed just far enough, and all of a sudden you saw a fucking arc carrier come out of nowhere. Like, it looked like they just came right through the fucking wall, but they had hidden their troop underneath that fucking statue to go pick up the arc and run with it. And I was like, that right there is a team that spends so much time in a practice match that someone had gotten so bored that they were like, fuck it, I'm gonna put my march here and see if it works.
Oh, dude, I was dying. I was dying with that. I thought it was a display glitch, bro. That's why I didn't take it serious. I literally was showing, I remember exactly that moment because I literally said, what the fuck is that? Because there was nobody. And then they fucking come out of Narnia. They're literally, I'm like, what the fuck is that? I thought it was a display glitch. Oh, dude, that was too funny. I was dying of laughter. The double obelisk one was pretty good. So those would probably be my top 3 from last season. It was super fun. And I'm hoping for a lot more of that kind of gameplay, because that's the kind of stuff that makes Osiris League like Osiris League, right? I know a lot of people always talk about regular Arc, and I love regular Arc, but it just doesn't have the same intensity. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, you're there, you're doing, yeah, you're trying some kind of stuff, but this is like big brain strategy type shit. Who knows? Maybe there's a hidden team in Realm that was working hard that we never heard of before. Let me see. We're a lot of scary Asian teams. We're talking about top 32 slots. Just have Korean teams. Scary Asian teams? There are some, Bob. I don't think there are as many as you think, though. I don't know Japanese, so if I'm wrong, then you can correct me. The only ones that I remember were because I don't know every single language. So for those of y'all who think that I'm only, like, I know TR was, or 254 was like, we have 3 teams too. Guys, I wasn't sitting there trying to dissect the whole fucking board. We can go through the whole fucking board if y'all want to, but I just knew the initials and the characters for the Koreans. Let me see. B636 was champions in season 2 and runner-up in both seasons 3 and 4. They still have same core in the Osiris League team. Yeah, there are certain teams that I think will give 60 GT a run for their money for sure. I always say iron sharpens iron, guys, right? I say that a lot, right? And it's not a shot at other teams. It's just when you're competing against the best consistently, you're going to be better. And that's kind of the point that we brought up earlier, is when you're practicing against really good teams and you're actually trying, it's only going to make you better. I'm not taking shots at other teams that aren't in Horus. All I'm saying is, when you have 5 seasons under your belt, you know the ins and outs, you know skills, you know commanders, and you're constantly like, there's a different work ethic. I'm not saying that other teams don't have it. I'm just saying overall in Horus, when you get to top 16, they're all fairly similar in that work ethic. And that's when you start seeing big brain strategies and big brain plays like that you otherwise don't see, where everybody is running a lot of standard plays, right? One of the best plays that would have happened, and this is just kind of me just throwing it out there. It didn't work, but if it would have worked, it would have wrecked that game, right? And I'm giving a shout out to Redline. Let's see if, I don't know if Redline is off work yet. I believe he said he was going to be home around this time, so maybe he'll hop in. Was the big brain move from Squad, right? They were playing against a team that they definitely felt like out of the water against, which was 1v. And it was the Squad versus 1v match. And I literally had so many requests from Squad members that were like, hey, bro, do you mind not showing our break off? Because if you show our break off, it's really going to fuck our strategy, right? And I know from streaming, a lot of people want to see Squad. Like, that was out of the 2 teams, when I asked everybody, who do you want to see? Everybody was going to say Squad. So I didn't ask that game, right? And I gave it about 30 seconds, 45 seconds after the gates had opened and people were already rushing out. And I was like, oh yeah, doing my normal thing. And then I zoom over to Squad and you see like nuts out, butts out, everybody V-lining direct to the top side obelisk with fucking T1s. I think it was T1s for the most part. It was T1s. They were booking it, boys. They were like, I'm talking like the biggest train of fucking marches I had ever seen. And they're just booking it to the obelisk. And what they did was they used all the marches to block all the TP spots. And then the problem that they ran into is they sent a rally with T1s in it. And that was the problem. They were worried about the speed and not about the DPS of it. And that is where the plan failed. If it wouldn't have been T1s, that plan would have worked, because it barely missed. And if they would have taken that, oh man, that would have been GG's. It would have been over. But that would have been one of the best plays, because of the amount of marches, it looked like KVK, where they fucking covered the map. The problem was T1s, they kept getting hit. They died, hit, died, hit, died. And it turned into like fucking dominoes where it just started falling. But it was one of the funniest, best strats that I had seen. And it was really unique. Do what?
Can you imagine if OV's T1 strat was still usable last season and they had tried that and just automatically gotten a couple extra points out of that?
So for a lot of people that are in this in the stream that might be younger and not know what strat you're talking about, so can you break down real quick what the OV T1 strat was?
So my understanding of the strategy was basically the more troops you heal in a match, the more energy points you got to use towards skills. So you were able to send full marches of T1 towards an obelisk, say at the beginning, and you would get there, and you wouldn't necessarily be expecting to take the obelisk, but you would be killing off 300,000 troops, and you would heal those troops, and the second you would heal them, you would start getting an increase to your energy point bar so that you could use skills. And when that first came out that they were using it, they were dominating and no one could understand why. How are they able to use these skills? Like, I don't understand where they're getting these points from. We're meeting them skill for skill. Mm-hmm. And I think the first season they used it, no one could figure it out. It was disgusting. Like, when I said earlier that OV is the OG of Osiris League, I'm not joking. If there's something to be found in the inner workings of how this game mode works, I would bet all my money that they would be the first team to find that.
And that's kind of the play that I when I tell y'all about different teams, different realms, there are teams that actively search for that. And that's the part that you got to understand. And it was, I don't remember, I think somebody finally caught on because they were checking out reports and doing all that kind of shit. And a lot of people don't believe that people check reports in ARC. Guys, I'm telling you right now, people check reports in ARC. Like when, what was it for the Invitational? People were like, oh, 60 GT just have 32 players with VIP 18. I literally, for the first time, I had never talked to him. And Governor reached out to me and he was like, bro, here's proof. We only had 18 players with VIP 18. And he literally sent me reports with every single player, like showing their troop capacity, like they weren't maxing out, like certain benefits that you would get from VIP 18. And I was just like, okay, I'll explain it and give the that kind of stuff. But people are literally breaking it down to reports and trades, and it's nutty. So that's all I would say about that. You know what I mean? And that's so Baby Raccoon going. People thought of the same OV, that they were unbeatable, but teams started coming out and making that's impossible. So here's the thing, though. A lot of people with more team, like I can imagine OV if they had zero coverage on them, be absolutely filthy. The problem is there's certain coverages and certain movements that once you know, you can plan for, and that's kind of the alternatives that makes it hard. Is once you have coverage, like I'll give you an example: 60 GT, right? This is one thing that if you're a top tier team, and you know that you're going to be playing against 60 GT, you know one of the things you're going to have to fight up against, right? Everybody knows what it was. It was very evident in the Invitational. It was very evident in their loss against JST. And I'm sure Anubis already knows the one thing that I'm going to pluck out from the 60 GT team. What do you think it is? And I haven't talked to him about this, but there's one thing in particular that everyone always brings up.
Shit, if we're on the same page, man, I wouldn't doubt it. The one thing, because I think I reached out to you after we played them in top 32 and got smacked by them in TX. And I reached out to you, I was like, dude, I don't think you understand. This is a different level team. If we're on the same page, it was the fact that they had paired their Williams with the Cyrus Nebu rallies. But you were getting the increased skill damage coming from Cyrus. They already had the anti-swarm from it, and then all of the damage from all the Williams were getting amplified because with every additional swarm march, you did a bonus damage that increased per each William. So they were taking a higher amount of skill damage, and this isn't even including the Trajans and the the archer chick that does the poisons. I can't think of her name right now.
Tommy. Yeah.
The Tommy. So like all this stuff that's stacking how much skill damage you take, and then you would see like 6 different Williams that would be swarming the building, getting the bonus damage because it's an additional march swarming, and it was just next tier. How much shit can I throw at one building at one time?
But
Are we all on the same page here?
Yeah, it was the composition. It was the composition because it was very similar to how OV think of stuff, how HKO think of stuff. They think March composition is a huge thing. And I remember talking with Wick, and when we were chatting, he was like, dude, we have it broken down to, and I talked with Lambo as well. And he was like, bro, they ask you, hey, what do you have? And then they tell you, hey, this is what you're going to use, right? This is the best composition for the team. These are the marches you're going to use. On this rotation, they literally have one-on-ones with players saying, hey, how are your commanders, blah, blah, blah. Have they changed? Have they altered? Whatever. And if they have, then they're like, okay, even better. We're switching compositions. You're going to be running first rotation with this, second one with this. With the arc runners, we're only running this. They don't have 20 players, 30 players running with Ethels in the middle, right? They have 1 player, 2 players max running Ethels. They have certain players that are running this and this and this. Like, they have it broken down to a science. And that was what was impressive about 60GT is they understood the concept of, later we understood that it didn't stack the Williams, but the idea of them it speeding up the amount that it was doing, they were doing that with every single structure. Every structure had Williams hitting it over and over with daggers over and over. In the middle, compositions with Artemisia, with certain combos that they would send in the middle. It was just stupid the amount of combinations that they sent. So utilizing and testing your gear and which pieces you want to put on marches so that when you rotate middle, you have all rings or all daggers or all whatever it is next tier, next level. So if you're looking for stuff like that, 60GT belongs in Horus for the closest matchup. Agreed. I agree. I think in Horus. All right, I'll ask this question. There's a hypothetical right here. We got a bunch of people in here. Hypothetical in here. If 60GT was in Horus Anubis, right? Anubis, who would probably be the top teams that you think would compete with them, or that would give them a run for their money? Let's do top four teams.
Top 4 would definitely include them. I would still include JST, 1V, and OV at that point. I think I'm really high on Song because of what I've seen. They were in my top 4 a little bit earlier, but they haven't been able to take that next step. This is their 2nd season being together with this high-level team, so they've got that potential. But from what I've seen proven, it would be 60GT taking Song's spot and making that Final 4 there.
Now, who would win in those Final 4? Oh, we're going for it. The jugular. Who would win out of those 4 teams if they were playing? Let's put it this way. Who would be the... let me see. I'll make it fun. We'll do JST OV on one side, and we'll do 1V versus 60GT on the other.
See, at this point, you're splitting hairs. No, and I'm not trying to make it sound like a cop-out, but those teams are just at that level. This would be like... It's like asking who the... Go back 5 years. I'm not talking now with all the accolades he's gotten post Peyton Manning retiring, right? But when Manning and Brady were both in their prime going head to head, it was the argument of who's the best at that point,
Brady,
who's going to be the greatest of all time. Like, that's
Brady.
The kind of splitting hairs we're looking at here.
There's no splitting hairs, homie. When somebody has 6 rings and one has 1, you already know who won. You know who won that argument. Back before Manning retired and it got truly solidified, right? When they were in their prime against each other. But I would have to go with JST over OV. Okay. And I think it would literally come down to final minute or 2 of the match who gets the last arc. I would still go JST personally. And I would go 60GT over 1V.
probably same situation. Winning it all, though.
I'll tell y'all my prediction after his. It'll surprise y'all. So then you have JST fighting 60 GT.
Yeah.
For the return from last season.
For real. And we saw what that match was like at that point in time. Like, that was epic. And they've only gotten better since.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't realize JST would have won that if their player would have remembered the city hop, dude. He had to have been like, the pressure just had to have been that bad where he was just like sweating bullets. If the guy would have city hopped, they would have won that match against 60 GT. And a lot of people sleep on that. But yeah, a dub's a dub. But I'm just saying, you were literally like 2 seconds away from losing. If you would have city hopped, it would have been a loss. So but a win's a win.
Revenge match, I gotta give it to JSC just because what's the main thing they say in the NFL? It's one thing to beat a team twice. Mm-hmm. It's nearly impossible to beat a team 3 times in one season, right? Like, you come back in a revenge match, I gotta go with the momentum that comes with being the team that lost the first time. I'll go with JSD on that one.
All right, y'all ready for my play on that one? All right, so on the left side, we had JST OV. Right, we had 1V 60 GT. I'm actually going to go almost the opposite. And the reason being, and I'll give y'all kind of a rationale behind it. OV is one of those teams, once they play you a couple of times, they have some tape. They'll work out some tendencies. And I'm not saying JST has tendencies that they repeat over and over and over again. But teams do have tendencies that they're going to do. Their strategy may vary, but there are certain compositions and certain things that will never, rarely, if ever, change. Okay. And OV is one of the very few teams that I know that can pick that out and then absolutely counter-strat the shit out of it. Right. So in that situation, they've lost to one of the Korean teams last season, which was 1V. I don't think that would happen again. I would actually have OV beating JST, right? On the right side, this is going to surprise a lot of people, but I was not lying when I said I was high on 1V, right? The one thing that BBTH, certain other teams kind of rest their laurels on is being aggressive, right? They're hyper aggressive. You see XYs up to your ass, up to your eyeballs and fucking XYs. Williams, swarming structures, map presence, all that kind of shit, right? But the second that you get UCS on the ropes, usually means they're chalked, right? And there's very few teams that I really do think they can navigate the map well enough to put a team on their heels. And 1V is one of those teams. Ask TR how they liked 1V. It was like fucking swatting flies on shit. I literally talked to Redline. He goes, "What the fuck, bro? They were coming out of everywhere." He goes, "You couldn't fucking get out of your city without getting smashed." And I was just like, well, that's the way they, you know what I mean? And that's the one thing that I would say counters, if you're looking for a hard counter for 60 GT, you got to do a couple things. You got to counter their XYs. You know they're going to come with fucking XYs up to your ass, right? In XYs. You got to be able to counter that. And then 2, you got to be able to meet their aggression. And the Korean teams can meet that aggression, right? And I really do think 1V would beat JS. I really do think that they would beat 60 GT. And then it would come down to OV and 1V. And man, dude, that'd be such a barn burner. I honestly think it would come down to the last arc. And I know that OV has good strategies and shit like that. I don't know, man. The movement is just unreal. When they played the last time, and that's kind of what gives it. You saw the movement from 1V. We did that as a watch party. So you can go watch it from last season. We did it as a watch party. And just some of the counter movements and swarms on structures from different angles, and it kept them off, like on their heels, which was very shocking to see from OV. It was like one structure, the altar was getting reinforced or getting swarmed from marches coming from middle. Other times they were rotating over from the top side to bottom side. Other times we were rotating from all 4 angles. Like, it was just, you couldn't catch a beat on where they were coming from. And that's what makes it very hard, is they can be as unpredictable as any other team out there. So I would definitely, in that, I would give it to 1v probably again. But if they met again, probably would give it to OV. So I don't know, man, but that's very, very interesting. All right. I left this one. This was actually my first question, but I did a video on it outside of your team. All right. Outside of your team, we were not going to include BLN in this one just because I don't want to have to put my boy up against the ropes and clap them cheeks like that. You know what I mean? We ain't trying to create bad blood out here. All right. Horus, let's see, from the current teams that you are right now, from the teams that you know, who would you think outside of pools? And we already know all this, guys. I already know once we see pools next week's episode, guys, and I'm telling you this so that you can mark your calendars, definitely do not want to miss it. We are going to either do one of 2 things. I sent a challenge out to several creators, doing a $100 buy-in bracket challenge between creators. A couple have accepted, a couple haven't. If we get enough, then I will do it. If we don't, then I won't. And if we don't do it, then I'm going to bring in some community people, and then we will be filling out brackets next week on stream, right? And then maybe we'll do a little challenge just for my community. So keep your eyes out for that. So next week's episode is going to be spicy. We're going to be filling shit out. All right. So Horse, who would you say outside of, we know groups are going to come out, but top 4 teams, I think you kind of already said this one. So I think we already touched on Horus, right? It was, what the fuck was it? It was OV, it was Song, it was 1v, and
JST.
And JST. There you go. Okay. I would agree with that one. Those 4 I would agree with. I think the only one that I might toss in there, and I think this is going to surprise a lot of people, I think 1021 is going to be a very sneaky Blackjack. I think Blackjack is going to surprise a lot of teams this season. So if you're looking for an upset special when bets come out, I promise you at least a couple of weeks I'm going to have 1021 beating some high-end teams. If they get into a pool with teams that aren't named OV or JST, they're going to surprise people. And I'm telling you right now. All right. So keep your eyes out for them. Anubis.
Yeah, Blackjack, I've heard a lot of good things about.
They won the first season of Korean Osiris League. So they're not a sleeper team. Last season, they just met up an even better team in Horus, and then they just lost. I believe it was the match before top 32. Have you seen the predicted groups? I have. I've seen predicted groups. I can bring those up on Discord. Somebody send them to me. So we can bring those up. The only ones that I have seen, I believe, were Horus. I believe. So there were some other ones. I'll bring those up and we can get some opinions on that before, and we'll kind of wrap the episode up with that. All right. So Anubis, who would you say out of the teams you know are top 4?
Actually, give me just a second. I was reading something in chat.
Okay.
From random guy. It says, y'all give too much credit to OV. Meanwhile, they're testing Gilga Kusunoki rallies in KVK. I'll give you this. OV has never been that perceived dominant force in KVK. Okay, there were times where OV was getting their cheeks clapped in early KVKs while they were clapping everybody else's cheek in Osiris League. So you can see what you see in streams on KVK, but there's a difference between how they run KVK and the kind of ship that Slouty runs on his ARC team. And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, they do invest a lot into ARC, guys, and it's not. I'm not saying they don't invest in KVK. I'm just saying I know they invest a lot in ARC. All right. So let me see real quick. Ovir is barely top 4 now, in my opinion. Who would you put in there, Blaze? Put it in the chat. And we'll see. Actually, I'll ask the chat. Y'all post it. Post your comments and who y'all think the top 4 in Horus are. And then for each realm, when we go down, y'all post who you think your top 4 is. So let's start with Horus. We're going to keep chatting, but I'll read y'all's comments here in a minute. All right. All right. So Anubis, which realm do you think? Which 4 teams do you think are the top 4 in Anubis realm?
Anubis, obviously 60 GT. That's who I've got winning that realm. And I don't know if any team's really going to be able to push them anywhere close to their limit. If there's going to be a true runaway realm, I do think it would be Anubis over anybody else, and that's just my personal opinion. I would have to go with Ash also being in top 4. V636, they've got to be in there as well. And the other one that I was looking at, where was it? I got a screenshot of the realm. Yeah, I'd have to go WIB.
Okay.
I don't think any other team's going to be able to knock them out prior to top 4 unless they get matched with one of those 3.
So I agree with you for the most part. I think 60 GT definitely in there, right? Ash, I would definitely put, regardless of. Now, this is assuming we don't have all 4 of these in the same fucking group, of course, guys. Ash, I would have in there. V636, I would have in there. DN1, I don't believe. The 4th would probably fall between WIB and I feel like VLG is gonna do some work this season, and it's hard because it's like WIB I like, but do I think they're like a solidified top 4? That's the one thing that it makes me a little leery on. I see a little kinks in the armor, and it makes me a little nervous on that pick. So I'm gonna go VLG top 4, and I'll probably get meme for that because WIB is very good. I would say they're either gonna be 4 or 5 in there. They're interchangeable. So that's what I'll go with that. DNS, yeah, no. DNS is a no. DN1, no. They're not built. They're not built like that, baby. They're not built like that. 1VBG 1021 OV. Let me ask you this. I'm going to ask you this because somebody asked me and I kind of want to hear your opinion. Do you see a world in which all top 4 slots, the top 4 that are competing in Horus Realm, are all Korean teams?
Let me pull that back up real quick.
While he's doing that, guy. Well, actually,
Yeah,
you what?
I could see it.
Who would your top 4 Korean teams be then?
Top 4 Korean teams. Obviously JST 1V. You have to throw Blackjack in there. Those guys are disgusting.
I got you guys. I got you in the chat. And Mimi. And Mimi. I'm just kidding. But that's pretty funny. I think the other one's going to be a sleeper.
See, the thing is, I don't know all of the teams that would fall under the idea of being just a Korean team. I know those 3 for sure, but I know there's some other really good ones in here that just people haven't seen play that would not surprise me to get another team coming out of that group that would pull off an upset. I could easily see Blackjack pulling off an upset against a team like a Song or an OV or shit. At that point, like you said, they won Korean Osiris League. Like, they could pull off that upset against a 1V or a JST, and we view that sometimes as an upset because we, as your typical teams that have been here for a while, we haven't watched them. Like, we haven't sat down and watched the Korean Osiris League. But we're talking about a team that won over 1V. They won over JST. Like, that's the kind of team that people don't necessarily know of if they're not paying attention to that group, that could easily pull off that upset and be that team that's holding the ground at the end. You just don't know. Those would be my top 3. There's others here that, again, if you don't know them, they could easily pull off that kind of upset.
I think that's what's surprising. That's going to be what's exciting about Horus this season. I know a lot of people think what you think, but there are so many teams that could pull an upset. We literally were in WinAVG and we're like, who the fuck beat them again? And we could barely even remember who the fuck they were. And we knew that they were very good, but it's one of those things, like, you don't have anything on them. You don't know. They come out and just slap you from left field. And I think a lot of teams are going to get that. We could see a top 8 with a bunch of teams that we have no clue, we've never seen. It could be that. And that's the surprising part. And that's what I think is going to keep Horus very interesting this season. All right, Baztet. I don't know how many teams you know from Baztet, but from the ones that you do think would be good, which ones do you think?
From the ones that I know, I would expect EE to be in the running for top 4. I would expect 94 VN to make it back there. If there's going to be one dark horse pick that I'm saying, I would stake my claim on one specific team to make a run that no one's expecting right now. It would be Rays.
Okay. You think they're finally going to make it there? They're going to finally make it to the promised land, or they're going to fall short on their face again? Because I'm not saying they're going to win it all, but Rays is that kind of team where they made their plays early on in Horus back when they were there, and they weren't that elite team at the time, but they've made a lot of improvements, and they're not being recognized. It's just Rays. Right? So, they're gonna do Rays stuff. So basically, they're gonna be the Sobek champions in season 6. We're just gonna keep going backwards, boys. We're gonna keep going backwards. We're pulling out the Pelagiuses. We're gonna be a champion. God damn it, we're moving back, dude. They're gonna be so stacked with cons. They're gonna have to move back. All right, but low key, I still think they're a very good team. I just don't know how prepared they're gonna be, because when they did migrate back, it was before all these other commanders came out, and I don't know what rotation they're on right now. But the new Cav, I don't think are gonna be in their kingdom by the time they come out. So they could have migrated back to just get absolutely cheeks clapped, depending on when the Cavs release. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting for sure.
Yes and no, because here's the thing. When it comes to Bastet, they're in one of the oldest kingdoms that made top 32 in Bastet. Most of those teams are in the 2000s, the 2100s. Oh. They're sitting in the 1900s. So if a commander's going to get released, I mean...
What kingdom are they in again? Let me see.
They're in 965.
Oh, 960. Okay, so they would. Okay, so yeah, they would. Their rotation. They're already a couple of rotations in MG, so they probably would be one of the first to get it. So that's good. That'd play into their advantage. So my top 4 in this one would probably be 94 VN. I think always have a chance. I'm going EE as well. Excuse me. I gotta pull a team from 2070, because I just have to have faith that at least one of them is gonna be nuts out, butts out. So I'm gonna go XB70, and then I'm going with one of my little dark horses here this season. I think they're gonna pull up some skirts. They're gonna be the talk of the town. I think RR31 are gonna surprise some people this season. So we're going to shout them out and give them a little love. I think if you're looking for one team that could surprise, I think 01HK did very well last season as well. They made it, I believe, in top 4, last season in Bastet. So I don't know. I think it would be between them and EE or them and probably XB. So I might, if I was going to switch any, it would be between those two. So that would be my Bastet part. All right. Sobek. The round that nobody knows, boys. But we're going to pick 4. We're picking something. Something's going to sound good. Which one looks good in your eyes? Which one has the best character out there? I'm not going to lie to you. This MO36 looks like he has the Thundercats logo. So might have to pull them out. You know what I'm saying?
And then you got 47 IM over here with that Game of Thrones stag on their flag over there. Game of Thorns. I'm a fucking idiot.
Look at this fucking clown. This clown out here. Yeah, we're just gonna pick somebody. Oh man, I wish I knew so many teams in this realm. I know RR38. They're gonna be. I think they're gonna do absolutely ham. If I had to choose one to win in here, I think RR38. I think 61HX. Who else am I going to pull from this mofo?
Can you click on 47 IM?
Hold on.
Where is that? That was the one I was looking at.
Where's that one?
The one with the stag for the picture. Should be just under the O for top 32.
Oh, they're KVK champions. We're putting them in the top 4. Queen Chris. Confused? Let me see.
When I was looking at their games, I mean, normally when you get to the knockout stages, you're at least having like 1 or 2 games where there's some sort of competition.
They've been
and
floating.
Like, to be blowing people out in knockout stages, I mean, at that point in time, either you're just getting shit opponents or you've got some quality to your play.
We'll go with the shit opponents for 100, Bob. All right, shit opponents for 100. Yep, exactly. We're going for shit opponents, man. Your cons aren't as good as our cons. You know, they're trash cons. Trash cons. 61HX. Oh, yeah. Look, they're giving them the dog doo-doo. All right. The other thing we're going to talk about, and I'm going to bring this up in the what the fuck did I call the show again? Holy fuck, dude. I drank too much. Sorry, guys. In the Arc Planners Roundtable, right? Or their Arc Planner Summit. That's what I called it. The amount of fucking zeros in this Osiris League has been absolutely infuriating. And I hope y'all are as fucking appalled as I am. We had a 0-0 already.
For real.
And I'm just like, what the fuck? There was literally like 10 times the amount of zeros in this Osiris League than last season, which is absolutely appalling. At that rate, guys, what the fuck are we doing with 4 realms? Low key, we're wasting time here. Just cut that bitch in 2, split all these good teams in half, put Bastet and Horus in one fucking realm, put Sobek and fucking Bastet in another, and let's clap it up, competition, warm it up, let's do it. Or 2, you make 2 high tier divisions, we add in a tier system, and you put the top 512 ranked teams into one realm. You put the silver division for the 512 below that, and then we tier off some rewards. Let's make it, boys. You know what I mean? Because right now, it's so watered down outside of when it was like finals that it was just like, fuck, man. Like, we're seeing 0-0s. Like, we're seeing people that just don't give a shit about watching it because you watered it down so much. So that's one thing I will say right now. All right. So even if you have one fucking person, right? I don't give a fuck, right? Go capture a fucking outpost. A 0 just looks stupid. It makes you look stupid. It makes everybody look stupid, right? Could be cut to 3 months. Yeah, they extended it. And that was because everybody kept bitching and moaning about the championship match should be 3 best of 3, and now it's fucking best of 3, and now people are like, why the fuck is it so long? It's like, oh my god, you can't please anybody. Investing more money on their cringy ads and sea battles than care about Osiris League. That I would agree with Random. And it's not a shot at them because we've already done this multiple times, guys. The amount of outcry that we need a new OL map has been like, I'm all for new mechanics, but guys, come on now. Like, you have a Korean Osiris League that you're doing cash money for, and we're still playing on the same fucking map. I think I've told the community managers that they really should do like a seasonal thing. Like, I know Ark of Osiris is the name Ark of Osiris, but you can do another map that is then called something else, and then we rotate seasons. Then you have Ark of Osiris League. Then we have whatever. I made like a suggestion where I did like the Colosseum map where it's just like a Roman map, and then we changed the theme of it, and then you rotate Ark of Osiris, and that way we have more coverage throughout the year. The same way KVK rotations are like, you literally can't wipe your ass before another KVK pops up. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck. Like, I'm literally rolling with the amount of res that like a jumper account would have off the rip. That's literally how much I have. Oh, look at Sinju out here with his new mod status. All right. So hold on. I'm going to bring this up. Who sent it to me? We had one in, and then this is going to be the content that we're going to end the show on, and then we can bring up later on. Let me see. Community. Nope. Arc chat room. Somebody shared these with me, and it was somebody who made them up or just kind of built them out. These are the actual things that people are saying are going to be the pools. We'll find out We'll find out on Sunday, won't we? If these are going to be the actual pools. But hey, we're all about chatting about cool shit on the show. So we're going to chat about it. And this is going to be, we're going to put some people under the heat gun here. All right. I won't make you choose group A because you're in that group. So I won't have you choose that group. Right. But if you had to pick top 2 from these groups, who would be your top 2 outside of group A?
See here. Do you know who's sitting in the top right?
Oh, shit.
Other than JST, I can't see. I think it's C9N.
C9N, 64RL, JST, and BG.
So I'd have to have C9N and JST coming out of that one. And you're talking about top 2 overall?
Yeah, top 2 for the group. Top 2 for the group.
All right. So that second group, I'd go OV and Boobs. Third group, 114 and probably 44E.
Bro, are we on the same wavelength right now? Are we like best friends? Are we stepbrothers? Holy fuck.
Boats and hoes, baby.
Boats and hoes, baby. Yeah. You're choosing literally the teams that I literally don't even have to repeat. I'm just going to say what he said. That's literally what. I don't know who is that 44G? 49G? I don't know. The cursor's on the E one. I don't know what it is.
Let's see. I was really impressed by 412A last season before they got the migrants and that they did. Mm-hmm. And that's actually the group that I think can throw off all of this since Baba supposedly migrated out from what I heard. When you lose 1 billion power, it's going to screw with matchmaking a little bit. Probably would go 412A and Peak out of that group if that's the way it is. I'd have to go PX34 and NNAV for the next one. LIV and probably 88LV for the next one. And then 1V and TR out of the last group.
Ooh. Are you ready? Are you ready? All right. So group A for me. I think the first team I would put is Song. The second team I would put is going to come between SX54 and BLN. I think that match is going to... that they do exactly the same... Like, I don't want to say the same strat, but they do the same where... When I always say in strategies, there's 3 pillars. There's the arc, there's provisions, and then there is occupation, right? They both have very similar strategies. I think what's going to make the difference is who takes the most arcs. Dude, it would break it would break my heart. But I've gone against them so many seasons saying that they aren't going to make it. They aren't going to make it. So I would give them kudos. All right. Kudos. So I don't have to hear dick. All right. And this is assuming all of them don't migrate out. All right. I would go with SX54 in the last arc pool situation. Group B, I had the same thing. OV Boobs 1008. Group C, I had the same thing. 114K and 44E. Group D, I had JST and C9. Group E, I varied a little bit on this one. I think 412A. And I would go with the 449 crew down there in the bottom. Group F, I would pull, I believe we differed on, no, we were the same on this one. So PX34 and NNAV. Group G, this is where we varied a little bit. The sleeper king, one of the sleeper teams that if you're looking for some good orcs to go, 84DL was the team that knocked out 1AVG. Looked very, very good. So I would pull LIV in 84DL. And then on Group H, I would pull Dude. I think it would come down between OPAV and TR. Dude, do I think that two teams from 34 are going to go out of that group? You know what? I know a lot of people are going to be like, bro, you're a fucking troll if I don't choose TR. I think TR would make top 16. I think they'll barely, and I'll preface this, I think they will barely beat OPAV, but I think they would beat them and then go with 1V. I think 1V will slap their ass, but I think they'll barely beat that OPAV team. All right. Let's look at Anubis. This was the proposed one for Anubis. You see Anubis sleeping on Song. Nah, he ain't sleeping on Song, homie. He put him as the top 4 like 5 times. It's from Mr. Nah, YouTube poster predicting groups. Yeah, I always like this kind of stuff because it's conversation starters. People always talk about it. They'll clip it, give me shit about it. I don't care. Do you want me to go first on this one and we wrap up with you?
Sure.
That way you can have mine. All right, Group A. Oh, man, this is kind of one of those unknown groups. I'm gonna go CLG for one because they can compete against V636, so you got to have some sort of strats there. They are one of the lower, but I don't think that necessarily matters at this stage. And then I'm gonna go UN88 for Group B. Oh man, see, this is the one I consider the group of death. This one's a very tricky one. I think probably, and this isn't a shot at anybody, the weakest one in this group is probably Neville. So NEVL, I think, is probably the weakest one in this group, and they are still very good. I would pull, oh man, it would come down to 60 MX and Whom for second. I think WIB would pull this one out. Dude, 60 MX look impressive. Whom looked good as well. I think I would go 60 MX on this one. And I love my boys and girls from Whom, but 60 MX did look fresh. They look clean. Then Group C, I would pull the V636. And, oh man, it would come down between 671K and Ash. And I know a lot of people are going to sleep on Ash, but I think they would pull that one out. They've beaten better teams than 671K. So I would pull Ash. D, I think AX is going to make it through. And then I think KM43. Group E, who the fuck is in here? We got two. Oh man, y'all want it? Y'all want some meme shit? I don't think either one of these 860 teams is going to make it through that group. So it'd be the other two teams. I like 860, but I just don't think they're ARC teams. So I always go against it when I don't think they're ARC teams. Group F, I have CMC. I think Lost would. Oh man, I'm gonna do CMC and 710F. Group G, I'm gonna do 60 GT 100%. And it would come between ING and TO93, and I think I would give it to ING. And Group H, HM34 and V56 would be my picks. Who you got, brother?
Let's see here. In that first group, I'd have to go CLG for the exact same reason. I mean, you practice against top-tier teams if that's what they're doing. It's kind of hard not to put them in there. And I'd probably go 800F. Next group, I think we were the same, 60MX and WIB. I have 636 and Ash. I could see Ash making finals. I could see it in that realm. I could see it. The next group I had, I think it was AX and KM43. And then I'm actually going with that top team in the next group, the 593. And I think, give me a second, that's my son here.
So we're in agreement that nobody wants 860 to make top 16.
Actually, I've got DM1, Little Man 6, sorry.
No, you're good, brother. You're good. Do your dad stuff, brother. Don't you worry about it.
So for that group, I had the 593, and I think the DN1's gonna surprise you.
Oh, okay, so he's putting one in. All right.
Put one in there.
Okay.
For the next group, I think Lost has a chance to learn from where they got booted out from last season.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll pick Lost on that one, and 86NH.
Sure.
I was impressed by ING. Give me a second.
You're good. All right, chat. Who do y'all have? Do y'all like our picks? Do you think they're absolute dog doo-doo? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. And if you haven't already, I hope y'all are appreciating the content and enjoying it. Make sure to drop a like, doing all that. We are going to be doing more content like this, having more guests. I know Redline, I wanted Redline on here as well, but your boy had to go and he was working out of the office today. So hopefully we'll get him in. Well, I'm going to do my best to get him in. I'm trying to get Wick. I'm trying to get a whole bunch of people in here for y'all. So I hope y'all enjoy all the streams and stuff.
All right, I'm back.
All right, brother. Go for it.
I was impressed by what I saw from your stream with ING. I think it was last week. So I'll go ahead and pick ING, obviously 60 GT. And then I'm actually not taking V56.
Ooh.
I think this is where you have two Korean teams coming out. I'm taking RRK and 49NY.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. So, hey, those are teams I got to keep my eyes on now. But hey, this is just all for fun, guys. I don't know if I doubt these are. So this is the part that a lot of people were getting confused. They were saying that once top 32 was locked, that the power was locked. And then that was how they were making these brackets, was based on that power lock. I don't believe that's the case, guys. I'm pretty confident the lock comes in on Sunday when it shuts down, and then the new top 32 comes 2 days later, I believe is the way it's broken out, and it comes a couple days later, and then that's when you see groups, and then the first matches will then come out on Sunday. So I believe the power lock comes in when the timer runs out. So when this, hold on, we'll go back to it. And I could be wrong, guys, and I've tried to clarify, but I haven't heard from them. When this timer, oh look, more than gems, what do you know? Hey, when this timer for registration runs out, where did I go? For 1 day, 20 hours, when that runs out, I think is when the power lock is locked, right? And then from there, it's a couple of days, and then they start showing the bracket, or it's immediate. I'm not sure.
That's my understanding too.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why I think that 412A might actually surprise some people for whatever bracket they get put in. Because if what I hear was correct, I think Baba just migrated to 636, which would completely change their matchmaking rating.
Yep.
You get a player of that size, and it ain't like KVK where they're counting them as 150 mil.
Yeah. He gets stacked in there in the V636. You have UAE going. Where did he go to again? He went. Oh man, where did he go? Oh, was it 1254? UAE. He left 412A, and I could have. Did he go to 254? I don't remember where he went. Guys in chat, where did he go? Because I know Redline did a video, and he migrated out of 412. But he was another whale as well. So there's a lot of people that are migrating. 60 GT, there you go. Yeah. So 60 GT got even more stacked. Yeah. So it's going to be really interesting. I see, what I want to see is, I know a lot of teams always stack their teams. I would rather have multiple teams make top 4 than have one team make top 4, if that makes sense. If you can stack 2 teams and get even more players in your kingdom that can get that legendary skin, the more the better. You know what I mean? Yeah, UAE 1916. So it'll be interesting to see. There's a lot of big boys that are migrating around, in and out. Teams are going to shuffle. Teams are going to change. Teams are pulling other teams that got knocked out. So you will probably see WIB shift. You'll see Ash switch. You're going to see a lot that got knocked out from BIA, rotating into other teams. You're going to see that. And that's what's going to be very, very interesting about that. So they say the rest period, but it's the exact opposite. Teams scrambling to finish, teams relock and everything. Data sheets. Yeah, it's all for nothing until teams are locked. So I really do believe that's the way it works. So that's why these scenarios are just hypotheticals. I do think they're going to be way different than what you're seeing, because if they locked with that, there's teams that are going to be, you're basically going to run into the issue where teams like 636 may not have been more towards the middle of the pack, and now you add in a Baba and add in all these people with max power, and instead of them being at the top, they're going to stay at the middle, and then you're going to have that kind of that weird matchmaking going on. So I don't know if they would do that, but I don't know for sure. So all right, before we end the stream, the wife's grabbing some drinks. Let's we'll do one more shot for Anubis and let him go, and then we will end the stream. The wife's here grabbing her drinks. We'll do one more for the homie. I appreciate. Oh, you're gonna crack one open? Here, there's the wife cracking one open for you. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's nice. That's nice. Cheers, babe. Cheers, babe. Thank you, Anubis. I appreciate you spending some time with us, brother. I hope you had a fantastic time. I promise you this will not be the last one. So we'll see you on the Arc Planner Summit. See you on other episodes. And may this be much easier moving forward, and many more drinks, my brother. Cheers.
Thank you, brother. It's a pleasure to be on. Have a good one, guys.
Woo! What's going on, boys? Did y'all enjoy the episode? Did it make lots of content for y'all to be able to clip and just absolutely flame the shit out of me? I hope y'all enjoyed it. We had some drinks. We got a little sus potato. We didn't do any dancing, so you haven't gotten me that wasted. But we'll plenty of room for activities. You never know. Could end up. I still owe y'all a lot of shit. I still owe y'all a dance, a fucking scary stream that I'm not excited for. I haven't forgotten about all that. I have a fucking laundry list of shit I gotta do for y'all. I got the little care package to kind of rehash those of y'all who joined late. Got a little care package. Yo. So I'll be doing a little video on that one. Kind of let y'all can see it if y'all want to see it. And yeah, man, we're on the grind right now, baby. We're on the grind. We just smashed through it, boys. We just smashed through it. We passed 3,000 subscribers. Y'all remember all those fucking shit talkers that were like, oh, bro, your fucking numbers blow. Suck my dick. You know what I'm saying? We out here doing big things, boys. I'm sorry. If your children are watching, put them in bed, please. But yeah, boys and girls, we're doing it. Keep sharing the streams out. Keep dropping the likes. Keep commenting. If y'all don't notice, unless y'all go on an absolute tangent in the video, I usually comment on every single one of y'all's comments. So I do appreciate it. Make sure, do me a favor, on upcoming videos, I am going to be highlighting the top comments. So if there's comments that absolutely make you laugh, bro, Facebook fam, dude, y'all are fucking elite, all right? Somebody goes, they posted on their official Rising Kingdoms Facebook. They're like, two new commanders coming out. Who do y'all think they are? Your boy out there, Visa and MasterCard. And then somebody was like, they fucking said the 2 COVID strings. I was like, oh man. I was dying of fucking laughter, dude. It was so good. It was so good. I was just like, oh man, I was dying of laughter. Y'all are elite out there. So make sure you thumbs up those comments that you absolutely like. I'm going to start highlighting more of them. The more teams I can highlight, the better, guys. At the end of the day, it's all for the love of the community. That is one of the biggest things when I talk with the community managers and all that kind of stuff. Guys, y'all are a big part. Y'all are a big part. And I've always said thank you for that. I know it's the family that makes a home. And so I always really do appreciate all the love and support that y'all give the channel. And Anything that I can get for the channel, I will. We're going to be doing more contests, more tournaments, more. We're going to fucking blow this shit out of the water. Madness tournament coming top 16, right? Top 16, mark your calendars. When that comes, we're doing it for 2 realms. We're going to be doing it for Horus and Anubis. You can submit 1 bracket for either one. You can't do both. For one, and then, you know, GG's. Whoever wins, wins. We're going to have prizes for both of those because I couldn't. The program I was using couldn't do the pools the way that. Long story short. But I didn't want to skimp on y'all. So we are going to be doing it for 2 realms, right? We are still exclusively streaming Anubis right now, but here's a big but, all right? Big butt cheeks. You ready? Big butt cheeks that could alter. I can't confirm nor deny. But the shirtless wonder could be making a return. But I can't confirm or deny. Okay. So things could change, but I will let you know as soon as I can let you know. All right. Redline. Yes. Yes. My boy. My boy. You're my boy, Blue. Dude, fucking love you. Fucking love you, bro. Dude, I was debating streaming something else, but I don't know what the fuck to stream. Is there shit to stream in the Rise of Kingdoms world? Bro, is there KVK going on that we can show? Can we just stare at Redline for 15 hours and just call it a day? I imagine staring at Redline being like looking at the sun, right? Just a fucking tractor beam of hotness. You gotta fucking cover your eyes. You know what I'm saying? And no, that is not a bald joke, all right? You know, you sus-ass motherfuckers. It is not a bald joke. It's just so beautiful. You know what I mean? Congrats on your marriage. Hell yeah. Look at this. Look at this red line. Hey. This motherfucker. This bitch out here thanks the wife, and I'm out here complimenting him. Bro, he looked like a hot snack. I'll tell you that. He sent me a fucking chingon burrito, baby. Let's go. Right. Y'all know what that... Oh, fuck. Ooh, well, shit. Okay. Well, we always start the chingon burritos. For those of y'all who don't know, the YouTube memberships, we have 2 different variations. We have a thick burrito. You got them juicy ass booties. And then we got the chingon burrito. It's just a double-decker booty. All right. Double-decker booty. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. And every single time we get a chingon member, we got to put... Oh, let me hold up. We got to fire up the little hype scene. And then I got to pull up the fucking wheels, and we doing some wheels. I don't know if we have fucking whipped cream here. And I don't know if I'm ready to fuck this house up yet, but we're going to do some shit. All right. You ready? All right, governors. Hold up. Wait a minute. All right, governors. Oh, fuck. I'm not ready for this. Let's hope we don't have to hit whipped cream. Oh, shit. Give me 1 second. Is it full in-game? I think it's that one, right? Dude. Oh, no, it's not that one. Hold up. Wait. Window capture. I think it's this one. Let me switch that. Is it not? What the fuck? Secrets? Oh, shit. Okay, it's on the other screen. All right, so it's on this one. Oh, my body. My body ain't ready for you, baby. Oh, boop, boop. Let's go. Let me get some music in this bitch. Let's see. We got to get a little dun, 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 dun. Let me see a little dubstep. Oh, is this dubstep shit? Oh, yeah. Dude, it's the crab rave music. Oh, it's fun. Chisco's asleep right now, boys. Good luck. Oh, no, dude. No. If I get whipped cream, I don't think we have it at the house. So I would have to go get some, and then I'll do it on another stream. Y'all ready? Let's get this Chingon hype in the fucking stream. If you're a member in here, y'all already know what's going on. We pop in that booty ass emoji. For those of y'all who can't see what fucking emoji it is, the burrito literally has a dunk from hell, right? Yeah, dunk a dunk. All right, dunk, dunk, dunk. I appreciate the Chingon burrito membership, Blaze. Thank you again, brother. Didn't think of the bald part. You mentioned it. Dang, bro. I ain't putting them out there like that. Quick question. Are you satisfied with the console that ruled and planned past 1307? I think we played the KVK that we were dealt. I'm not going to flame anybody. I'm not going to say shit about it. But all in all, guys, we were playing one alliance against one Imperium Kingdom. And that is literally how we're doing it. One alliance per an Imperium Kingdom is how we were fighting. So am I excited about it? Our hand was kind of forced. Originally, we did talk about it. It was supposed to be 1v2v2. And the tables got flipped. And so we automatically knew once they got turned, it was going to be a 1v4. So we just played with the hand we were dealt. There was no sense in bitching and moaning about it. But it is what it is. It is what it is. We did the best we could with what we had. And everybody has to remember, we're playing fucking on Christmas Day, fucking Thanksgiving Day, on fucking like all the fucking holidays. It was stupid. People have families. People like it is what it is. You know, I'm not taking away from what they won. The activity was insane from our opponents. They did a phenomenal job. And we ran out of gas. So they did a really good job. Kudos to them on the win. We played the hand we were dealt, and that's it. That's all I'll say about that. We don't have whipped cream. What the fuck? Oh no. Redline, I have the new Cap Commander photo. Where can I send it? Bro, that's fucking nasty that you won't even send it to me. All right, let me ban you from the channel real quick. Give me a second. Let me ban this guy real quick. See, ban. Right. I asked for it the last hour and a half, and this dude just says, "Hey, let me send it to you, Red." To the beat of the music. All right, here we go. You ready, Blaze? Make sure, Blaze, if you haven't already, link your Discord and your YouTube. That way you unlock those channels. If you are subscribed on the if you're a user on the website, let me know what your username is. That way I can marry it up, and then you will unlock your Chingon discount code on there, brother. The ban hammer. All right, here we go. Here we go. Good luck. I hope you don't get cream pie. No! Bruh. Low key. Sad Bulba sounds in the chat. Sad Bulba sounds in the chat. All right, random. All right, Blaze, I will message you, brother, when I'm going to do it. I have to make sure you're there on the stream whenever I do it. Maybe we'll do it on a fucking cast. Come hang out with us next weekend. I'll do it for you on one of the casts. We'll get absolutely blasted. Yeah, there you go. Bulba deceased in the chat. I won't forget. I'll write it down. I got you, brother. I got you. Fucking Anubis. I'll make sure I have more cans. We trashed them all when we moved. Because all the refrigerated stuff got blasted when we moved to the new home. So I got rid of all of them. I used to have like 10 cans of it. Now I gotta go buy some more. So I will remember, Blaze. I'll be here. All right, brother. So I won't forget. I'll write it down. And I know I've been drinking sus muff. All right. So whipped cream it is. Oh Lord. I still owe y'all another one from the charity stuff. Don't forget, guys. We're gonna be blasting it out. Maybe we'll do something with Redline. I don't know, man. Y'all know how we do it. And I believe it's in April, where we do our charity month. And last season we raised over $8,000 for St. Jude. So get your pocketbooks ready. We're gonna be doing spins. We're gonna be doing fucking eyebrows and eyeballs, and dude, it's gonna be nutty in April. And we've just passed 3,000 subs, baby. Just passed it. Where we at, boys? Somebody check. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see where we're at. I got to give kudos to y'all because we crushed that shit. Literally a month, we went up like 700 subs. It's stupid how fast we went up. It's stupid how fast we're going up. We're at 3,012 subs, boys. Next giveaway. Next giveaway is going to be at 5,000. We're going to do a big boy one at 5,000. And yeah, keep sharing the streams. Keep dropping the love, guys. I'd really do appreciate it. It's all for love. It's all for content. If you think I hate you, then think twice. I don't. All right. In red, we'll get together. I don't think anything's really going on in Rise of Kingdoms, to be quite honest with you right now. It's a little bit of a lull period right now because all the big kingdoms are out. Some are going in, but some haven't gotten to the fighting yet. So I know Dirty Dan, I'm trying to get him on. Absolutely. Chill, dude. Chill, dude. So go check him out. I plan on having him on one of the ARC shows as well. Next week, we'll see if we can get Mr. Red on here, baby. We got to schedule him. Even if I got to drop it back a little bit, I'll drop it back. That way we get Red, do a little bracket challenge, do something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I got to get Mad Phantom on here again because your boy, he's funny as fuck, all right? But I do appreciate all the love, guys. Make sure before you head out, do me a massive favor. Drop that like. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you're hanging out, chilling with us, you enjoyed it, leave us comments down below. Let us know. I'll think about doing a recap on the episode. Maybe I'll grab little clips and shit like that. That way y'all can enjoy it and pick from it during the week. And then meme me and do all that kind of shit. So thank you again, Blaze, dude. Don't forget, link your YouTube and your Discord. That way, if you're in the channel and if you are a registered user, let me know you were registered on the members channel. And I will make sure that that discode or the discount code is unlocked for you on the website, brother. We got new merch that's going to be coming out. I'm working on the designs right now. I need to get some samples and then we're going to roll it out. So I appreciate all the new guys. Hope y'all enjoyed the content. Go hang out. Let me see if somebody's on right now. Give me 1 second. Maybe we'll do a little Bulba raid. Let me see if somebody's on right now. Is Dirty Dan on right now? Is he? He's been grinding. He's been grinding. Y'all want some funny content? I got you. I got you. All right. Do me this favor. This is one of our in-life real friends. Absolute ball of a time. If y'all love my content, he is a variety streamer as well. He's playing South Park right now. Absolute stud. Beyond funny, dude. All right. He's the originator. When y'all ask me where the Beard Bros came from, we originated it. All right. I'm going to drop the link for this channel in here because he's streaming right now. And I want y'all to do me a favor. I want y'all to raid. Hold on. Where the fuck? Oh, I'm in the wrong one. His name is Baskovitz. I want y'all to jump in there. Hashtag Bulba raid. Hashtag Bulba raid. All right. So we're going to hop in there. I'm going to go there as well. Hashtag Bulba raid. I want y'all to flood that. Drop some likes. Say hi to him. One of the funniest people I know. Super funny. All right. So go do that for me, guys. I really would love it and appreciate it. We share the love with our community. It's hella fun. Hey, yes. Come hang out with the Beard Bros. Drop. I'm watching the chat right now. I'm going to see if y'all go over there. Do me a massive favor. There you go. Bulba raid, baby. Let's unmute him real quick. I'm going to unmute him real quick. See. I see y'all. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it. Go jump there. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, go to YouTube. That YouTube link right above. Click on it. Use hashtag Bulba raid in the chat. Yes. Absolutely funny. Let's see if he notices.
All right, what am I missing here?
See if he notices.
Something's smoking under now, right?
Yeah, there's... Yeah. Hi, kill. All right, let's see, guys. Bass getting raided. Yeah. His wife is Rennie. His wife is Rennie. They're a couple streamers. Go flood it.
What's the state of objects or living things? Okay, so let's rewind that thing now.
We got 17 people sitting here. Go flood. I'm about to end this chat. Go in the stream links above in the YouTube.
Hang on 1 second. Bulba raid. What's up, Bulbas? No, I fucked it up.
All right, boys.
What's up, guys?
I'll see y'all. Y'all have a great rest of y'all's night. I'll see y'all in the other chat. Go hang out with us on Basket's channel, playing some South Park. Absolutely funny as shit. We'll see y'all then on the next stream. Later out, Bulba. Bye.
Okay, wait, hang on. I see something up here, too.